Right. Hey folks, we are at Forbidden Gardens, right outside of Houston here. Go in and take a look at the Houston, or at these Chinese soldiers.
Monetary system for a standardized system of writing, began building roads linked together his newly conquered territories, and he regulated folk music. One of his more long-term goals, though, was to rule forever. Instead, he sent alchemists to the far corners of the known world looking for things to help prolong his life. Among these, the elixir of life. What they brought him back were things like powdered jade, phosphorus, and mercury. Now, he took these in small amounts, believing they'd help him to build an immunity and thus prolong his life. However, the opposite is what happened. He succumbed to poisoning, it's believed, at the age of 49 or 50 while touring through China. Now, before he passed away, he began building an elaborate tomb as sort of in case of death plan, and in it he had everything he intended to take with him into the afterlife. A palace complex was built, food and clothing were stored, he even had a hunting ground stocked with rare animals. One of the things he wanted to take with him the most, though, was his army, because he believed in the afterlife his enemies would still be there, and none of them would be happy to see him again. Now, since he couldn't very well bury his whole army, he instead settled for these. He had statues made. Each one of them represent one of the men who stood in his elite forces. All of the statues are unique, from their hairstyles, facial expressions, even the way their armor is pieced together. Now, if you look to the back here, you're going to notice a much larger pit. On the soil around his tomb, and they found their called the Archer's Pit, but it actually contains archers, chariots, and cavalry. It was found shortly after the Emperor's death by his enemies. They broke into the pit and stole the weapons out of the soldiers' hands, and then they tried to destroy the figures inside by burning them. When they were found again, a lot of the figures were charred and weaponless. Now, most of the soldiers were buried with real weapons in their hands, but eventually the wooden parts rotted away, leaving only metal lying at their feet. Some of their blades have remained so sharp they can still split a human hair to this day. That's because they discovered a process similar to chromium plating centuries before anyone in the West did. But the knowledge of that process was lost shortly after the fall.
Yeah, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Excuse me 1 second, sir.
He's the king, that's it. King of the king.